Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? It is Wednesday, and so I'm back as I do always on Wednesday at noon with a Wednesday win. And yes, if you're reading the caption, that is correct. I have been married 50 years to the same gentleman, the same man, the same husband, and I loved almost every minute of it. So I want to share with you today something about content. And, sometimes people think content is just what we post on social media. It's not. Content is everything that you and your brand say, do, be, whatever. It could be a signature talk, it could be a video, it could be anything. So, I want to share content lessons that I've learned from my 50 years of marriage. That's right. Being married to the same man for 50 years, didn't happen by accident, right? Before we got married, we spent, what was it, 3, 4 years really getting to know each other. We were university students, and so we spent time, you know, sitting across the table from each other, getting to know each other, having, conversations. We worked together at a ski hill. So we spent time there learning what each one of us wanted sort of in the future, how we worked, all of those things, car rides, boat rides, whatever it was. Um, we figured out what each thing mattered to each of us, right? And we figured out what kind of life we wanted to build. And we learned to understand each other. If we were talking in business sense, we would call these our core values. We learned each other's core values. Okay. And at that stage in our relationship, while we were at university, no, it wasn't about commitment. It was about this learning process, about understanding each other. How does this relate to your business? Every single one of us, we have content that we have delivered, that we have created. It's written blogs, it's sent emails, we've posted on LinkedIn, or we've given talks. And here's what I know from my own experience, because I've lived this, believe me, and the conversations that I've had with thousands of women entrepreneurs is that yes, we have this content, but how often does it actually drive revenue? Think about that for a moment. How often does it actually drive revenue? And here's the thing. It's not that you're doing your content wrong, if I can say that. That's not the issue. It's recognizing that the job of your content changes as your business matures. Let me repeat that. The job of your content changes as your business matures. In a long marriage like mine, right? Communication has evolved over time. After years and years and years together, I don't need to explain things clearly to my husband. A raised eyebrow might say enough, silence, a pause, whatever. It works because we have shared this long history together. We have shared, and our relationship has matured. Driving content, creating content that drives revenue is exactly the same. You see, as a seasoned business founder, because you're the founder of your business, you're seasoned, you've been in business more than, a sneeze. Your content should do a minimum of 3 things. A minimum of 3 things. Your content should pre-qualify the right clients that you want to work with. And so if you back that up, if you reverse engineer that, you've got to be clear and very specific about who the right kinds of clients are that you want to work with. The second thing it must signal to that client that it's a fit, that you are a fit before you actually have a sales conversation. So your marketing is doing the heavy lifting for your sales conversation. And 3, your content must make it feel like buying from you is just like, oh, the next obvious, the next natural step in the process. So if I were still communicating with my husband today the same way I did when we were dating, we wouldn't have lasted 50 years. I could tell you that. And if your content hasn't evolved to match your business the way you're running it now, or the way you want to run it, it's probably doing more work, and you're probably doing more work than you need to. That's the shift I'd love to see for you. I'd love to see also how you might imagine your content needs to evolve as your business evolves. So, if you don't know, in not May, February 25th, the last Wednesday of this month, I'm hosting a masterclass. It's called Content to Clients. And I'm going to share with you a number of things that are going to help you create content more easily to help do that heavy lifting. And it's a masterclass for seasoned entrepreneurs who are done with guessing with content. And I want to share with you, it's a couple of things about this masterclass. We're not going to talk about hooks, and we're not going to talk about those things. We're going to talk about what's actually missing from your content, how that you can create more with less volume, how to turn your content into revenue driving assets, because I'm all about working less and profiting more. You want your content to be more, can I say, effective or efficient? How to stop staring at a blank page. I know so many of you are challenged with, that blinking cursor. I don't know what to write. Well, I'm going to share with you a system for how you can create content easily. And last but not least, I'm going to share with you how you can partner with AI and your content creation so that AI becomes your strategic assistant, not a content factory, but an assistant with you. So this allows for faster creation, but also more strategic creation. So that's what we're going to do in this Content to Clients Masterclass, February 25th. I will put the link below. Now, over the next 2 Wednesdays before the masterclass, I'm going to share a couple of more topics on this whole idea of content. So next week, I'm going to talk about 5 content myths that are costing you revenue. And then the week after, I'm going to share with you why content feels busy but not profitable. And we're going to address a couple of content mistakes that perhaps are creating more effort for you without the return on investment. Because I believe whatever you do, the creation of your content, the getting it out there into the world, it needs to be not only effective so that it brings you, revenue, profit, but it needs to be less work for you. So, content lessons from 50 years of marriage in summary. Your content needs to evolve. The style of your content needs to evolve as your business matures. And I'm going to share with you during this masterclass something that I've created, the content evolution model, and its relationship to your particular stage of business growth. So that's it for today. I'd love to hear your feedback in the comments, and I'd love to hear how many years have you been married and what content lesson, there's lots of lessons we learn from marriage for sure, but is there a particular lesson that you could equate to creating content? Thanks for listening. This has been Wednesday Wins, which I do every Wednesday, and would love to hear. If you want to catch up on some of the previous ones, head over to my YouTube channel and you'll find them there. Cheers. Have a great day. And we'll see you next Wednesday. Bye for now.